Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Generation Millennium. I'm your host, Jeff Romandus, and this is the 5th episode of our Pokemon Sword Let's Play. And when we last left off, well, we got the second gym badge from Nessa, the water-type gym here in Holberry. But before we move on with anything else, I wanted to see if I can do something in particular. Going online to see if I can join a particular raid because I want to show something off. And hopefully it actually works. So the main thing about max raid battles, if you want to do these things online, you need to actually add a person's friend code to your Switch. And once you have added their friend code, you can then search for them via your stamps on the Wacom. But mind you, that's not the most reliable thing out there because the connections are... Well, you're not the only person who's clamoring to join these raids. So you're wondering what I'm doing right now? I'm just spamming the X button to refresh the stamps, as well as pressing the A button so I can enter the raid as soon as the stamp shows up. Ooh, there we go. And like I said, people usually are clamoring to enter these raids, so you need to be very fast and efficient in order to enter these raids because it's a literal war to enter them. Like, see how quickly people are entering these raids? And you'll also notice this is a Ditto raid, and it looks like the people who are entering this raid are not very... Well, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Because funny, very interesting about facing off against Dynamax Dittos in max raid battles. Since they are a Dynamax Ditto and they transform, they will turn into a Dynamax version of whatever your Pokemon are. And since there are 4 opponents, there's a 25% chance it will choose you to transform into. However, there's a way to get around this, and this only works in Dynamax battles, mind you. So if you bring in a legendary Pokemon, it has to be either Zacian, Zamazenta, or Eternatus. Since those 3 Pokemon cannot Dynamax, well, Dynamax Ditto cannot transform into them. Because, like I said, since they can't Dynamax, they cannot be transformed into by a Dynamax Ditto. Which is how you can get around facing off against Dittos in Dynamax Adventures. I mean, not Dynamax Adventures, in just max raid battles. And yes, this is a shiny Ditto raid that one of my favorite Twitch streamers is currently hosting, so I just wanted to show this off. So 2 of us have Zacians, and 2 of us do not. So let's see if it actually uses Transform, or has the Imposter ability. Let's see. Oh, Imposter didn't activate. Awesome. Another thing you should know about max raid battles, which is very interesting, because this Zacian is the shiny one from the event that took place a while back, and this thing's level 100. So, because I only have 2 gym badges, Pokemon only up to level 30, I believe, should be able to obey me since they are traded. However, if you use these Pokemon in max raid battles, those limitations are completely removed. They will obey you all the time, which is very interesting to learn. Which is why I can use the Zacian as if it was my own. And as a point of reference, yes, this Zacian is actually going to be on my team for the rest of this playthrough, because why not? And if you happen to hear any button presses in the background, I'm actually doing this on 2 switches. There's the main switch that you're seeing recorded in front of you right now, and then on my Patreon switch, actually, my Switch Lite, I am actually on another profile trying to enter this very same raid that's being hosted by the streamer. So yeah, I'm kind of multitasking right now because I want to see if I can catch this shiny Ditto. On this save file, the one that's currently being recorded, I really don't care if I catch it here, but if I do, I won't complain. So, as always, let's go for the Beast Ball toss. But I just wanted to record this just to show off the mechanic, and I don't think it actually managed to transform into any of us during that battle. And of course, not even a single shake. But yeah, I just wanted to show that off. So let's disconnect with the internet. We're done with this for now. And I also want to show off one more thing that I added to my team. But first, I think there's some dialogue here. Yep. Ah, thank you for the lead card, Rose. Or rather, Oleana giving Rose's lead card. All hail the bicycle! Oh. Yep, I got myself an egg. What's inside this egg, you may be wondering? Well, it's the key to our success from now on. A Meowth. But not any Meowth. It's a shiny Kanto Meowth. That's right, folks. I traded myself a Meowth. And you're probably wondering what I'm using this thing for. Well, I'm using this thing for multiple things. So, before we move on to anything else, Isle of Armor, I'm coming back to you. I think some of you maybe, if you watched the previous episodes, then you should probably guess what I'm about to do here. Back at the Master Dojo. I'll be finishing up this stuff later on, but for now, yep, it's time to buy some more vitamins. Let's see, I believe I need that you. And then Garbos. And I think that's all I should need for now. Let's see. Yep, here we are. Meow. Max out the attack IVs. Max out speed IVs. And just for the heck of it. There we go. He's been fully EV trained. Oop. Oh yeah, special egg. His Dynamax level is already maxed out. So, as you can probably tell off stream camera, I got more Dynamax candies. And you probably noticed that even though I used the same amount of candies like I did on Kabu, you gained a couple extra levels. Main reason for that is because Meowth is part of a faster experience group compared to Kabu. Which is why it gained some more additional levels. Now you're probably thinking, I should learn Payday because that's probably why I got this Meowth, in order to gain more money. However, that's not the case. I mean, yes, I do want to level up and use it in that particular manner, but that's not the main usage I'm thinking about right now. And I'm just skipping a lot of these level up moves because I don't need them. At least I don't need most of them, because most of these are just garbage moves I won't need. Slash. You probably think I need that, but unfortunately I got a much better attack for when this thing Dynamaxes, or rather G-Maxes. That's right, this Meowth is going to be a G-Max Meowth. And there's a move I actually want. Play rough. I guess I'll get rid of Coat for now. Hypnosis can actually come in handy. Oh. No, I do not want to evolve. I should probably take care of that before I level begins, so I don't have to keep going through the level up screen. Head to the kitchen. Wait. Oh. Now here's the kitchen. I think I talked to you. Yep. Use 3 max mushrooms. Use the max soup on Meowth. And Meowth can now Gigantamax. Yeah! And now since he's Gigantamax, he no longer can evolve through level up. Excuse me, I'm looking at my other switch right now. Yeah, I got lots of candy. I can use on Meowth again. Yep, see? He no longer evolves now. Now he uses the extra large to finish him off. So now this Meowth is ready for business. Well, almost ready. Pardon me for a second, look at my other switch. Dang it. These raids really fill up fast. And now I can fly back to Hallberry. And I can enter the Pokemon Center because I want to do something else with this Meow. Let's see, I want to remember a move. Don't know why he didn't learn to level up, but you have to learn Fake Out. So yeah, you see this move here, Last Resort? This is an egg move that I gave this Meowth, as you saw, since it hatched from an egg. And the thing is, Last Resort is a move that normally you have to use all your 3 other moves first in battle before you use Last Resort. And when you do, it has a ton of base power there, 140. However, once you G-Max this Meowth, this will become its G-Max attack, and it goes off its normal type attacks. Therefore, it will go off of Last Resort's power, therefore it will become even stronger. Got rid of Tail Whip here for Fake Out. And as you saw, my Meowth... Ooh, nope, I want to go to Summary. Since it hatched from an egg, it now has my trainer name and ID, so this, even though I just leveled up to level 100, this Meowth will always obey me. And I gave it the Luck Instance item so I can double my prize money. Has the move Fake Out, and its ability is Technician. The ability Technician, this boosts the power of all moves with a base power of 60 or less. And Fake Out has a base power of 40. Combine that as a normal type move, therefore it will get stab at damage. So you could probably imagine that this Meowth is going to do quite a bit of damage once it gets to battle. And now we're taking care of that little exposition. Time to move on with the story. In which Chairman Rose and Oleana want to talk to us over here, I believe. Yep, time to go to more speed text again. I wasn't even looking at the screen. I don't even know what that, but I'm just speeding through this text like no tomorrow and ignore the button spamming in the background. They're just trying to enter this Ditto raid on another switch. And they give us the TM for Retaliate. I know that's kind of any kind of foreshadowing right there. But the move Retaliate is a very interesting move. So say for example that you're in battle and your Pokemon just got knocked out. You send out a Pokemon that knows the move Retaliate. The move will do double damage, hence the name Retaliate. It's literally, you're literally fighting back against, kind of like revenge for your Pokemon getting knocked out. Which is a little bit devastating back in, I think it was Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, because I think that Norman Slackings could learn Retaliate, and also his Vigoroth, so I think that made him a little dangerous, but not terribly still. I mean, this is 6th generation. With the experience you're on, your Pokemon were higher leveled, your team is probably going to be more balanced. So it wasn't as deadly as you might think, but when it debuted in Gen 5, I think the 2nd Gen leader Lenora had Retaliate, which I suppose made it pretty deadly because, I mean, having a base power move that's like that doubles in power at just a 2nd gym, yeah. So she either had to retaliate, or I think it was the workup TM back then. Either way, the fact that she had workup and boost her attack stat, that's still just as bad. Because Lenore was a kind of a strongish gym leader for being just a second gym. I mean, she wasn't terribly difficult, but still. Never liked that gym puzzle though. I mean, the fact she had to go into like a library and find a bunch of books. It was, I mean, I think there was some logic and order to it, but it was still a little rather confusing. I think it was around Gen 6 though in Kalos when Game Freak decided like, hey, this game is supposed to be for kids and our core audience is now younger. Let's dumb down the Pokemon franchise significantly, because if you play through X and Y, those gym challenges are very simplistic and you can't even really call them challenges. Which is why when Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire was remade, I was thinking that maybe they'll keep some of the gym puzzles and other puzzles from the original Ruby and Sapphire. Nope, they did not. In some cases though, that was a good thing, like the Sky Pillar. The fact that that thing got completely remastered with, you don't have to deal with that whole mock bike puzzle, that was a relief. Although some of the other puzzles, they kept intact. Let's see, actually no, which ones did they keep intact? I think most of the All-Around gym puzzles were just remastered versions from the original Ruby and Sapphire. I mean, I think that the second gym puzzle for Brawley and Dewford Town, I mean, I think it was similar or somewhat remastered. Like, the room is like initially pretty dark, and each time you defeat one of the gym trainers, you got a bit more light going on. And I know I'm just talking about something completely different, ignoring Pokemon Sword and Shield here, but this is the Galar Mine number 2 that we've entered, and as you just saw, I just took down B because once again he's blocking your path for some reason. And I'm still busy on my other Switch here, just trying to catch this shiny Ditto in a Beast Ball. So yeah, really multitasking here. In fact, I'm also talking about other topics. I guess this recording these playthroughs is more like me just going on a rambling podcast episode than an actual recording of a Pokemon episode, and oh dang it. Quite a few trainers in the Galar Mine number 2 that I was hoping I could avoid some of them, but oh well. And once again, Dynamax Ditto is taken down. Let's throw another Beast Ball. This Pokemon's taken down. Come on. One shake on Ditto. Dang it! Only one shake. That's the thing about Beast Balls. Your luck can be good or your luck can be terrible. It's a give or take situation. I think that was a Timber I just took down. When Timber evolves into Conkeldurr, if you give it the Iron Fist ability and it learns moves like Drain Punch, that thing can become a monster. However, one of the even more impressive strategies for dealing with Conkeldurr is that if you give it its Guts ability, have it hold a Flame Orb, you can just use something like Protect on turn 1, and then the Flame Orb will activate, therefore burning your Conkeldurr. But here's the thing about the Guts ability. If your Pokemon gets stats effect like Burn, it'll actually ignore the downside of Burn, which is supposed to lower your attack stat. I mean, you'll still take the residual burn damage at the end of every turn, but like I said, Guts ability will ignore the burn effect of lowering your attack stat. Instead, Guts will then activate, increasing your attack stat, which of course will make Conkeldurr even stronger and therefore a crazy beast to deal with. Excuse me there for not pressing buttons. I was having to deal with my other Switch here for a second. Then again, most of this is mostly just button mashing, so no real thought process really needed here. Let's see if Hop's Bulu can actually deal some damage. Hold on. Did I use Night Slash? Is Night Slash at this level? And nope, you're being useless. Why using Defense Curl? It's Night Shot. Hey, Gallade level up. Maybe I should use experience candies on that thing. Well, sucks to be you, Bulu. Oh hey, you're actually doing something useful. This is why Bulu is so weak. I mean, that's 4 times super effective damage with double kick, and it only does that much damage. Yeah. Well, let's see if I can hit it. Yeah! Think of me, Hop and Bulu. You're not gonna be knocked out this turn. Pancham! When Pancham first released back in X and Y, like, I didn't know this thing, like, X and Y introduced a number of, like, new evolution tech, like, methods, and some of them are, like, the most bizarre things you can ever hear of. Like, Pancham itself is actually rather odd because you need another Dark-type Pokemon in your party in order for Pancham to evolve. Like, which I guess that makes sense because Pangoro, its evolution, is a Dark-type itself, and Pancham is only just a regular fighting type at first, and then it gains a Dark-type after it evolves. Another odd one is the fact that you can catch Gumi, and then it evolves into Sliggoo, and then Sliggoo is supposed to evolve level 50, but in order to do so, you need to be in a rainy area in order for that to work. And no, you using Rain Dance in battle does not count. The area itself needs to be naturally raining. So you'll probably go to something like Route 14, which is between Lumio City and Levair City, in order for it to evolve. Oh, I went down the wrong path. Another interesting thing about here, the Gallery number 2, you can actually find some Galarian Stunfix on the ground, trying to blend in with the scenery, I guess. And those Pokemon are also interesting because they require you... I mean, not require, but... It has a signature ability known as Mimicry, which then changes its typing depending on the terrain. So if electric terrain is active, it'll become electric type, psychic terrain, psychic type, grassy terrain, grass type, misty terrain, fairy type. Or water type? One of those two. I keep confusing what misty terrain... I mean... Misty terrain is caused by max Starfall, but then also it can like affect water type Pokemon, I think. It's a confusing mess. Don't have sturdy, don't have sturdy, don't have sturdy. Good. But back to the whole Gen 6 weird evolutions thing. Like, the weirdest by far is NK. Like, I think he evolves at level 30. However, the thing is, once you get to that level up screen, you're supposed to turn your console, so like your 3DS or Nintendo Switch, you need to turn that thing upside down. And then go through the whole level up process, and then when the evolution screen shows up, you can then turn your 3DS or Switch back right side up, but the fact that you need to turn that thing upside down is just weird. And I don't think Gen 7 had any odd level up mechanics, at least nothing I can remember off the top of my head. I haven't played the Alola games in a while. But Gen 8? Oh yeesh. Game Freak just decided to go nuts on the whole evolution mechanics again. And Galarian Yamask is the worst of them all. So the way you evolve Galarian Yamask, how it originally supposed to work is, I think you need to take about 40 points of HP damage, somewhere 40 or 45. You need to take that much damage from a single attack, and Galarian Yamask has to survive the attack. And once that has taken all that damage, you need then to go to the Dusty Bowl area of the wild area. And once you do, and then once you're in the Dusty Bowl, you need to find like a specific like stone monument or something, arch or something along those lines. And once you go under it, then your Galarian mask will evolve into its Galarian evolution of Runerigus. Yeah, I know, that sounds ridiculous, but that's literally how it evolves. And then there's the Pokemon Milcery. And you need to, it doesn't evolve through level up, you need to get one of 7 different sweet items. The Strawberry Sweet, Love Sweet, Berry Sweet, Flower Sweet, or Clover Sweet. I mean, that's 5, and then there's 2 extra sweets that were originally exclusive to promotional raids, the Star Sweet and Ribbon Sweets. But you can also get those 2 items from the Chromamatic in the Isle of Armor. But the chance of that happening is pretty slim because it'll pull from the table of one of the 7 sweets. So even if you put in the right items, the chances of you actually getting that Pokemon are still slim. And looks like the streamer I was trying to catch Pokemon on has switched over his den from a Ditto den to looks like an Eevee den? Oh well, at least I tried. Yeah, the guy who I was trying to catch Pokemon with, he switches out the dens he's hosting like about every half an hour or so. He puts up polls for his community chat to vote on. It's pretty cool. His name is X Shiny Ninja, and he streams on Twitch on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, so 5 out of 7 days a week. And he usually starts somewhere around 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and he stops somewhere around 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time again. So yeah, he streams for a pretty long time, and he hosts Pokemon raids on Sword and Shield, and he also does a bunch of trades for either shiny eggs or shiny Pokemon or other event Pokemon you can get throughout the franchise. He gives out lots of good stuff, so check him out on Twitch. And he also has a YouTube channel which he also uploads a couple of tutorial videos, like how you can get your own shiny dens and whatnot, in which you can also make use of his Discord server if that's what you also need. So yeah, he's a pretty good guy. I recommend him. So now we have finished up with the hotel again. I don't know why they wanted us to rest at the hotel for another day. I don't know, Hop. Why are you here? Good news is he's not here to battle, but somehow he beat the gym before we did. I don't really understand how, because he always starts the battle with that Wooloo of his, and that Wooloo is it's worthless. I mean, I love the Pokemon Wooloo and using it myself, but under Hop's care, he's just not using that Pokemon properly. But now we're back at Motostoke, and as you can tell, we've gone full circle. Like, we went to the left, we entered Route 3, went to the Galar Mine, entered Route 4, got the Turf Field, went to Route 5, entered Holeberry, then from Holeberry into the Galar Mine number 2. And then when we exited Galar Mine number 2, we entered the Motostoke outskirts, in which you could have just easily run to the left, and you would have got back to Motostoke eventually. But I wanted to avoid going through all the different trainers on the route there, so I just flew back to Motostoke. Little quick thing you can do there. So now we're at the Motostoke Gym, which is the fire type gym, and the gym leader is Kabu. And the main gimmick of this gym, however, is not even a puzzle. So there's some wild Pokemon here, and you're battling against these other trainers are also competing against you. So you can either catch the Pokemon, or you can knock them out. If you knock out the Pokemon, you earn 1 point. But if you catch the Pokemon, you earn 2 points. So for the heck of it, I'll see if I can catch these Pokemon. For Peep Ball, its capture rate becomes like, I think like 99% if you already caught the Pokemon previously. So since I already complete the Pokédex previously, Repeat Ball should catch these Pokemon with no difficulty. And fun fact though, I don't know if you remember this, but I said previously that on Route 3, Sizzlipede there is like a rare encounter, like 1%. So if you don't want to catch it there, you can catch Sizzlipede here at the Most Oak Gym if you missed out on Sizzlipede previously. Vulpix is also available here. So just chucking it over Repeat Ball. And if you're wondering where I got these Pokeballs from, because some of these are not available until you get to Winden. Well, I bought these using Watson the Wild area previously, like when I bought those luxury balls before. So yeah, that's where I got some of these extra Pokeballs from. And there's one more Pokemon left. So since I caught 2 Pokemon, I'm out 4 out of 5 points. Last one should be in this pile. Ah, darn it! On my Switch Lite over here, the shiny Eevee I was battling, I threw a Beast Ball there for the lulz. It got to 3 shakes, and it broke out. That's my luck as usual. So now we got a Litwick here. Oh yeah, one other thing, when I caught that Vulpix, I don't know if you guys noticed, but you saw that the capture animation was different. That's known as a critical capture. And while it doesn't guarantee that you catch the Pokemon, it drastically increases your odds. And there's actually a way you can increase the chances you're getting critical captures. So now I got technically 6 points. I can now enter the gym. Onward to the stadium. Oh, and before I do, I want to put Meowth in the front. And I already lost track of what I was talking about. Oh yeah, critical captures. So you can increase critical captures by having more Pokemon in your PC boxes. The more Pokemon you have stored there, the higher the chance that you're getting critical hits are. I mean, not critical, it's critical captures. But also, if you obtain the catch charm, that also increases the odds of you getting critical captures, which you can get that in the same place that you get the shiny charm, which is unfortunately at the city with the 6th gym, Sirchester. So that's not going to be for a little while. So now, time for the battle against the 3rd gym leader. Oh hey, Ninetales, evolved form of the Vulpix that we just recently caught. Yeah, look at that shiny Meowth. So, this is Mooseset. Hit the Dynamax button, this last resort turns into G-Max Gold Rush. So let's go. So G-Max Gold Rush is essentially just the G-Max version of Payday, but much better. Because you're about to see how much money you can earn by doing this method. Now technically I could have done this when I battled against Nessa, but I didn't want to show the training animation on screen, so I decided to wait until now to get the egg into my party. Funny enough, when that attack hits, it sounds very similar to not G-Max, but to the Max Overgrow move. I mean, you can hear like the coin animation sound when they fall onto the ground, but when like the attack initially hits, it sounds like Max Overgrow. At least it does to me. Hello, Arcanine. Ah shit, you have Intimidate. You learn my attack stat. But I'm level 100, that shouldn't matter. Eat coins! And Arcanine, the legendary Pokemon, goes down. Yeah, this thing is actually known as the legendary Pokemon. Funny fact, when the Gen 1 games were being made, Arcanine was actually supposed to be in Moltres' place. But they changed their mind and they decided to go with the trio of legendary birds. But I suppose you could say that they kind of redeemed that in Gen 2 when Entei was made as a legendary fire dog. So unfortunately Arcanine will just remain having its Pokédex title as the legendary Pokemon, but it's not. The Arcanine actually can learn quite a lot of different variety of attacks. Like, did you know he can learn close combat? Yeah, that's a fighting type move. And Kabu's ace here is a G-Max Sensor Scorch. However, taste my G-Max attack. Can I one-hit KO? I should be able to, despite having Intimidate on me. Yeah! Hasta la vista, baby. My Dynamax runs out because the trainer has been defeated because they want to show off the final animation. Yay, celebrate Rebio! No! I've been defeated by a Meowth of all things. So because of the luck instance, the prize money is double to that, but did you see that? I picked up 99,999 yen. And that's because I used G-Max Gold Rush 3 times in that battle. But in order to earn that max amount of money, you need to also have either the Amulet Coin or Luck Incense being held by Pokemon, because both of those items double your prize money if the Pokemon is sent into battle. And my catch limit just went up, so I can catch Pokemon up to level 35 now. I think he gives me the Will-O-Wisp TM. Come on. Yep, Will-O-Wisp. In competitive battle though, Will-O-Wisp is actually known as Will-O-Miss because I think it has like 75% accuracy. And in VGC, there's a particular rule. If it's not 100% accurate, it's 50% accurate. Which is not, I mean, it's not exactly true, but that's pretty much what it feels like. Because if a move has like 90% accuracy or less, the chance of it hitting when it really counts is pretty slim. Which is why most people usually they don't want to use moves that have 90% accuracy or less, because the chance of them actually working in VGC battles is, again, relatively small. And now we're back in the story. Bede is essentially going to be insulting Hop here, telling him that he's like a copycat of his older brother Leon and that he has no talent whatsoever and he should probably just give up on the gym challenge now. Because again, he's just trying to follow in Leon's footsteps. Like, is he a robot, a mindless drone? Does he have no thoughts of its own? That's essentially what's going to be going on in this conversation. And apparently the two of them are going to strike a deal of something, like see which of them can get to Hammerlocke first. In which we get taken to the wild area. In which there's something we can actually do here that I've been holding off on because I wanted to actually show off on screen. As you guys are going to recall from all the stuff I did previously, I still got a ton of extra watts, and there's something else you can use them for here in the wild area. Once I get past all this dialogue. Yeah, Bede, I know you're hot. You think you're hot stuff, and Hop. You're not exactly good right now, but you'll get better later. Your character development will see to that. Shame you're not good right now though, because, well, if you just stop throwing out your Wooloo or Double into battle first, then you could actually become much better. Let's go back over here. I want to get to the Watt Trader, who's by the stairs. Goodbye. Hello to you, Curry Master, and goodbye to you. And now, because we have the Rotom bike, the Watt Trader is now telling us about the Rotom Rally feature that's now available. Oh, I can buy repeat balls, but that's not what I'm looking for. So the Rotom Rally is essentially, if you talk to specific Watt Traders in the Watt area, they essentially get like registered to your map. The Rotom Rallies essentially allow you to travel to other places in the wild area that you've been to. And Bridgefield's not on the list yet. That's weird. But there are other areas here in the wild area. The Dappled Grove has a Watt Trader, so does the Giant Seat. So you can use the Rotom Rally. It's just like a little mini game. to see how fast you can get to those different areas when you're ready to road bike, and you're supposed to collect balloons along the way that increase your score and also increase your timer. And there's also checkpoints you can get along the way. Get a makeover changes your road bike's color to whatever your lead Pokemon is, so since I've been telling, I think that changes it to a blue color. And finally, you can improve your road bike for spending watts. This essentially just shortens the time it takes for the road bike to recharge each time you use the booster function. And you can upgrade that 3 times. Which it costs more watts every time you do the upgrade. Still, it's best to keep an eye on that. But since I got so many watts from the Isle of Armor, I can upgrade all the way with no problems. And now we can officially get on our way. Since he was the closest watt trader, I just want to do it right here. I'm just trying to hug the left wall here. And now we entered North Lake Hammerlocke. You see that bridge over there? This is the bridge I mentioned previously where I think the NPC over here would mention that higher level... Oh. Did I do it the wrong way? I did not mean to do that. I think it's raining right now, so that's going to impede my vision a bit. Wait, hold on. I think I lost track of where I was supposed to be going. Shoot! No, wait. I hear bumping to something. Head in this direction. I hear lots of water. Am I in the right place? I mean, this looks like a river. Shoot, did I mess up? Yeah, sorry if I just got quiet all of a sudden, guys. I'm trying to figure out what I think I did wrong. Oh well, let's reset this. So yeah, essentially I'm just trying to hug the left wall here. And there we go, here's the bridge I was talking about. And now we reached the Motostoke riverbank and... Whoa! Wait a minute. Yeah, look what's waiting for you on the other side of this bridge. It's a frickin' Snorlax. Don't bump into that guy because he's gonna be one of those higher leveled Pokemon that you really want to avoid. Dang it. But since we now have 3 gym badges, the level cap we have has increased, so these Pokemon no longer say they're very strong looking. Keep getting this way. Dang it! All the stupid hail makes it hard to see. And now we enter Bridgefield. And what is this weather condition? I can't see much. Oh hey, Wooloo. Wait, that's like harsh sunlight? Oh, no, hail, still. Dang it! Wait a minute, I thought I just left the Motostoke riverbank. Huh, I went backwards somehow. Now I'm back in Richfield. Yeah, funny thing about once you get to the Modus Riverbank and you get to a certain point and you're about to enter Bridgefield, like the music like cuts out for a bit here because the music between the northern and southern sections of the wild area are different. And for some reason when you get to the Modus Riverbank and the music just like cuts out and begin, I suppose as a means of like to begin transitioning to the Bridgefield music. I don't know. It's a little bizarre. You guys couldn't hear it because no gameplay audio, but just a little thing I should mention. And ooh, look at these guys. These are known as the Digging Bros. For 500 watts, these guys can dig up items for you. The one on the left, he can dig up rare items for you, but he gets exhausted very easily. I mean, seriously. I just dug with him one time right there, and he only dug up one item. What a ripoff. And then the guy on the right, he digs up more common items, and he can dig fast for longer periods of time. Like heat rock there. What? Another heat rock? Come on. That's it. Oh, sunstone evolutions. That's nice. Like clay that increases the duration of light screen and reflect. Thunderstone evolution. Ah, he stopped. But yeah, this guy can dig for a pretty long time. Like I think the longest I ever got on him was like a 21 dig streak. Hardstone that increases rock type moves. Metal coat too, that increases steel type moves, and you need to evolve Onyx and Scyther. Shining stone evolution item. Ah, you stopped. Okay, let's go back to your brother. Try my luck on you again. Because this guy, he can actually dig up fossils for you. And also some evolution stones of his own. Ooh, more evolution stones, nice. Wow, I'm getting lucky on evolution stones with this guy. So I think I got to like 4 digs that time. And got a bunch of evolution stones. You can also dig up some items you can sell for money. But only one? Oh, come on. Anyways, I got a little extra watts. I'm just gonna show this off for a bit. See if I can maybe get a fossil. Another moonstone. Eh, normal gem. Duskstone. Oh, come on. There's also a chance these guys can go into like an extra pumped up mode, which they get a boost of energy and they can dig for an extra period of time. Ooh, Comet Shard, that can sell for a lot of money. What the? Only one. Okay, let me check how many watts I have. I can dig for a bit more. So yeah, each time you dig, these guys, it cost 500. I mean, no, yeah, 500 watts. So that can accumulate pretty fast. So you gotta keep an eye on how many watts you have, so you don't burn them all on these guys. Oh, there we go. So I believe since it's Pokemon Sword, the fossils you can get from this guy faster and more common are the fossilized bird and fossilized dino. Whereas the fossilized fish and fossilized drakes, they're rarer to get from this guy, but they're more common on Pokemon Shield. Lagging Tail is a weird item. That one like makes you weigh more. I think it makes like the move of like Heavy Slam deal more damage. Rare Bone. And then a Combat Shard for selling. This guy can also dig up bottle caps for hyper trading. Oh, there we go. Yeah, he has more energy. Cool. I was hoping I could show it off on screen. Which, by the way, these guys' brothers, these are the sons of the digging pod that you saw me using digging watts at in the wild area. I mean, on the Isle of Armor. And I didn't really dig up anything interesting from that bonus round. Am I heading the right direction? Yeah, here we are. This is the nursery here in the Bridgefield section in the Isle of Armor. Since I talked to him, I should be able to register on my map and in the Rotom Rally. Or rather, it should be officially registered now. so I can fly back to here anytime I need to. And now it's time to move on. Enter the next section. Wait a minute. Yep, this is the Stony Wilderness. Dang it. So here in the Stony Wilderness, this actually connects to 3 other sections in the wild area, depending on which side of the Stony Wilderness you exit from. If it's on the left, you can head toward the Giant's Cap. If it's down the center, you're heading towards the Dusty Bowl. If it's on the right, you're heading toward the Giant's Mirror. In which those 3 locations, they kind of interact with each other, but the fact that this one area connects to those 3 areas, yeah, you need to keep an eye on where you're going. Because it can get a little confusing after a while. And I'm trying to hug to the left wall because I'm... Yep, here we go. Giant's Cap. This is my destination. And oh god, what's his weather? Oh, it's hail. I can hear the vanillites. But if I'm heading the right direction, which I hope I am... Is this water? Yep, I think I made it. And there's supposed to be a Watt Trader by a tree around here, but due to the bad visibility, I cannot see him. So, I'll be sticking by the water and hug this wall going up, and hopefully I'll make it to the Hammerlocke Hills area. I'm just following muscle memory at this point. Or rather, not muscle memory, but just what I recall. So yeah, this is another part of that stumbling around I mentioned before. Oop. Is this the Watch Trader tree? Oh, yes you are. What do you have today? You have repeat balls too? Ah, come on. So back to the water here. I'll see if I can just hug the left wall, and I'll just keep going up. And hopefully I'll eventually reach Hammerlocke Hills. I hear another Vanillish off to the side. I think I heard a Timpole or something. Oop, is this Hammerlocke Hills? Yes it is! I hear a bunch of Maractus. Yep, Maractus. I think that yeah, was that harsh sunlight? Yep, harsh sunlight. Not the worst weather condition out there. I mean, funny enough, harsh sunlight when you're playing at nighttime is easier to see, but if you have harsh sunlight and you're playing in the daytime, it can kind of obscure the vision a bit. At least for me. And also that means Wobbuffet can also show up around here. That's gonna be rather annoying. I think I heard a Sudowoodo. And your main goal is to get to the staircase over here. However, let me see if I can get around the staircase because I actually want to talk to the people on the other side of the staircase. Ooh, wait, I lost track of where I am. Up there I am. Get around the staircase. And then, yep. Yeah, here's another ingredient guy you can talk to if you want to buy more ingredients for making curry. And here's... Curry actually has a version exclusive item. This Pokemon Sword you can buy the Bob's Food Tin. And in Pokemon Shield you can buy the Botch Food Tin, so... Thought I should mention that now, since it's showing up on screen. I'll just buy these for the heck of it. I got tons of money. But yeah, look at these all different kinds of ingredients you can make curry with. And then I think it should be a Watt Trader. Yep. This one sells timer balls. Now funny enough, I just bought timer balls and dusk balls, which you can actually buy here at the Hammerlocke Pokemon Center. But since they're cheaper buying via Watts, I decided to buy them with Watts. And now this guy's gonna check and see if we have the first 3 gym badges, which we do. So he's gonna list pass. And hey, it's Bede. Looks like he got here before Hop did. And now he thinks he's in more hot stuff. No, you're not. Until you beat me, you are not worth anything. Ooh, look at that big staircase we're going up. I mean, it's not that big. Motostoke's staircase was bigger, but this one looks a bit cooler because it's like entering a dragon mouth. Which, if you couldn't tell, that's pretty much what Hammerlocke is based on, like a dragon motif. And since it's another one of those big cities, they're giving us this little pan-out view. I mean, Hammerlocke is actually not that big of a city. I mean, it looks big, and I mean, if you could enter every house and enter and explore in detail, then yeah, it would be a lot bigger than it looks. But it's really not. And now we're having another conversation over here, blah blah blah. I don't even recall what this conversation's about. Oh, I think maybe Chairman Rose is talking about the fact that the Hammerlocke gym also doubles as a power plant underground or something? Yeah, I don't know how that's like sanitary or good for the environment. Or why they even decided to build a power plant under a gym of all places. Anyway, we're supposed to enter the Hammerlocke gym to go through some more dialogue. I don't know why they want us to enter here though, because there's literally nothing going on right now. What, are you showing us like the power spots or something? Yeah, I really don't know what's going on in terms of the story here. But I guess Rose is just very proud of what he's done with the power plant and the gym challenges and whatnot. But you can get the level ball from the ball guy here. But this is the location at the 8th and final gym, so we cannot challenge them yet. Because we need the first 7 gym badges before we can take on this gym. So we'll just leave. And I would like to hop on my bike and move around, but there's just so many interrupting cutscenes here. Like we'll be interrupted very momentarily, so there's no point hopping on the bike because they'll force us to get off of it again. Yep, here we are. Leon wants to talk to us because apparently he saw Hop a little while ago, but he seems disappointed or downcast for some reason. Well, I mean, he just got humiliated by Bede, so that's why Hop's feeling down. And now Leon's being concerned about him, as an older brother should be. Which is rather... Bede is really a dick. I mean, he's saying he's a copycat of his brother, which I guess he technically is, but he also wants to prove himself to his older brother that he's a decent trainer on his own, and yet he gets ridiculed by Bede for thinking all that stuff. And because of that, his older brother is now worried about him. So yeah, his downcast. The reason why Hop is down is because of Bede. So yeah, it's all Bede's fault. I mean, in a way, I guess you consider Blue from Gen 1 Kanto games to be somewhat of a jerk, but not that big of one. I mean, he's arrogant and annoying, but he's not like really a jerk. Bede, he's the definition of jerk. And spoiler alert, he gets what he deserves. Like, the karma eventually cuts up to him. Like, he thinks he's hot stuff. He thinks he can do anything he wants because he was endorsed by Chairman Rose, which means he can do anything he wants. Even commit crimes. What crimes you may be asking? You'll find out soon enough. So yeah, there's a little TM for Charm just tucked away in the corner here. So essentially what we're doing right now is that the gym leader, Raihan, he wants us to go into these vaults back here because there's apparently some inscriptions stored here about the legendary Pokemon Zacian and Zamazenta, in which Sonia is doing research on. In which I don't know how well you can see those pictures in the background, but I cannot really see much of anything. So I'm just skipping these dialogue. But apparently Sonia is still doing study on the Galar legendary dogs. Thanks for those free revives that I don't need. And then we can leave. So yeah, you're essentially just going through a checklist of things to do here. Things to do that are mostly just you're just doing out of story relevance and obligation, but are really don't mean much of anything. And now we have one final conversation with Raihan. He's going to tell us we can finally leave Hammerlocke and continue on with our journey. In which, I suppose we're getting close to ending this episode because, well, we reached the end of Hammerlocke. And funny enough, there's like an NPC boy around here somewhere, in which if you have an Applin in your party or PC boxes, you can show him the Applin, and then he'll flex it to this girl he's trying to impress, but the girl will figure out that the Applin actually doesn't belong to him, so he'll eventually give it back to you, and he'll give you the tart apple if you're playing Pokemon Sword, or the sweet apple if you're playing Pokemon Shield, in which you can then evolve it into either Thoughtful Appleton. But you can also get more of those items depending on what version you're playing on the Axew's Eye location in the wild area, which you need the surfing route time bike to get access to, which is unfortunately not available yet. So now we entered Route 6. And remember when I talked about Galarian Yamask? This is where you can catch him, along with some other Pokemon. Like you can find Heliolisk, you can find Dugtrio. I think all the Trapinch is available in this area. And there's also some other story events coming up, as well as Route 6 is it's like a climbing area. And I guess I'll show that off in the next episode. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I only managed to get through one gym because I was stumbling around doing other things, especially getting through the wild area. But once the next episode comes around, I should be able to hopefully skim through like maybe 2 or 3 gyms in one episode, maybe 2. If I can get 3 gyms done in one episode, that'd be very impressive. But I should be able to. The distance between gyms 6 and 7, gyms 4 and 5 are very, very short. So I should be able to finish those 2 gyms off very quickly in the next episode. So if you guys liked what you saw in this episode, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified when other episodes get released. Please follow me on Patreon, and I would enjoy your support there, because your support means I can get more funds to get a better camera and buy more games in the future. And also you can join me on my Discord server. I love having more members to talk to and battle there. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you for all watching, and I guess I'll see you all next time. Take care.